And then when you start poking the bear and going into the oversight committees and the Senate Intelligence Committee and the, all these things, they're like, whoa, 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 this is our territory. Why are you, as Congress, pushing on us? Why are you doing that? Like, this is our job. We have clearance. So there's that kind of perspective.
You look back at the beginning of the cover-up, why did it happen? Why did it start? Well, in 1947, this gigantic wave of UFOs suddenly appeared. You got Kenneth Arnold, you got Roswell, hundreds of sightings all over. We've just come out of World War II, and our military is faced with a new threat that they really don't know what the hell it is. They start looking at it and try to figure it out, but they can't. So they sort of painted themselves into a corner of secrecy. Nobody wants to admit if you're a president or chairman of the Joint Chiefs or something flying in our atmosphere. We can't control it. We can't even catch it. We can't detect it on radar. There's not much we can do. They don't want to admit that.
Yeah, these people have no patience.
Early 90s, and he told me, look, if this is true, if this cover-up is going on, if they are diverting
and you can say you will feel whatever they say. Well, I'm off today. I'm just gonna keep drinking. I was fucking roasted and toasted by the time I fucking got off game last night. Jesus. Oh my god.
Hundreds of millions of dollars being funneled into them. Something never comes out. Congress has no oversight. Congress doesn't even know they exist. That's the kind of thing you can send somebody to prison if and when it comes out. And then the final reason, we can only speculate about it, maybe there really is a big secret. I wonder about it. If I was told, here's the real deal, here's what's going to happen if this comes out, society will collapse. It is so overwhelming, so disturbing that it would hit the fan that everybody freak out. Maybe there is something there. I don't know. But it gets dangerous for
nice. That's what's up.
Military folks to decide, I can know it, but you can't. Dad can know, but mom and the kids can't know. I don't like that. I'd like to be able to know myself.
I don't like it either, but why do they think that society would collapse?
There was a Brookings Institute study that was done in 1960 where they looked at it. And, well, let's say it was confirmed that we came out and admitted that extraterrestrials are here. And they speculated, looking at sociological matters, that social institutions would collapse. People want to still pay their taxes, but they want to go to work. It was so overwhelming. The fact that we, a lesser species, have been discovered by something more intelligent. We know from human history how that works out. When the Europeans come to North America, we know what happens to the people who are already
Oh shit, I got lagged out or something.
They collapse.
Oh my god.
And I think that was the projection of that study. The only way to get around that, they said, is to prepare for it over a long period of time to condition folks to get ready for it. I don't know if there was ever a policy where they instituted that, but it kind of looks like it. All the UFO and alien movies, TV shows, and X-Files, this, and books, and reports, and children's cartoons, it almost looks like
cool.
condition to get ready for it over the last 60 years.
When people talk about the possibility of these being some sort of black ops creation by
Interesting.
some sort of weapons grade drone that moves at insane speeds with some unknown technology.
There's a lot of little things, yeah. Certain cars.
Kind of falls apart when you go back to 47. If you go back to 47 and you're seeing these vehicles that are behaving in a very similar way.
I'm not familiar with that. Tell me more.
Very similar way, where they just jet off at insane rates of speed, no visible means of propulsion, no sound. That's the one thing that brings me back. Like, God, they seem to act the same. At least some of them.
Right.
We're talking about 1947. We can really safely assume that they
I gotcha.
drone technology capable of,
Yeah.
supersonic speeds at that time.
Just looks like a waxed ass fucking car or something.
That is a big issue here. It's like people can just say, oh, this is really special projects that are even being hidden by our own government. The thing is, the UFO phenomenon has been ubiquitous.
Pulling up to a new spot. Oh god, don't hit me.
It's been going on before 1947. So somebody had that technology.
However, there's 31 in here right now.
Ability to technologies. I know they
Yeah.
concept. We have craft that's more advanced than ours that we're trying to reverse engineer. So the fact you bring that up, and I want to touch on what you just said, the explanation I've been given, we've both been given, is that there are true national security concerns about this technology. That the cover-up or whatever, that it has to do with what will happen if we make a breakthrough in this technology, and that can be weaponized. So the secrecy, you could say, might, I mean, some people have convinced us, have tried to convince us that there's real, true national security issues with this, in that once you admit one thing, those next questions are going to come, and maybe we can't answer those yet. We don't know. So that's the fear. Is like, it's like the Oppenheimer movie. Like, you know, shit's been kept pretty secret, but stuff has come out. It's like, what happens if we admit the fundamental truth that there are craft of unknown origin that are more advanced technologically than ours? Doesn't matter where they're from. What happens if we admit that? So people are concerned, in my opinion, within government, that if they let that out, the follow-up, they're not going to be able to deal with.
This technology has been seen throughout human history, on every continent, in every culture, for as far back as humans have been around. That is not our technology that was flying around pre-1947. Look, Dave Fravor was here in this chair, Joe, talking to you, and he talked about the Tic Tac incident from 2004 as he testified before Congress in late July. We didn't have that technology then to do what the Tic Tac did. We don't have it now. But we don't have it. If you look back at the paper trail, and this is what got me hooked on this topic in the begin with. I can't go out and find UFOs. I don't know the cosmic meaning of all this stuff, but there is a paper trail within our government, documents, memos, reports that were generated by the Department of Defense before the Freedom of Information Act existed, before they had to worry about the public ever seeing these reports. Those documents paint a pretty clear picture. General Nathan Twining, who became Chief of the Air Force, he was also the first Air Force guy to be the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He wrote this document in 1947, the Twining memo, where he talks about these things are not fictitious or imaginary. They're real, and they're not ours. And we don't think they're the Russians either. It's not our technology.
How did he describe it?
It's not fictitious or imaginary. It's real.
But how did he describe the crafts?
This blonde bitch.
Metallic.
Looking at my car.
They can appear and disappear. We can't detect.
That's probably a man in real life.
I guess it was radar back then. That they can help fly our best planes, fly circles around us. What can we do about it? We have no defense mechanism against them. And then there's the paper trail starts there. There was a study by the FBI and the U.S. Army in 1948. Then the CIA, after it was created, got involved. They've been studying this stuff for a long time, and the documents where they speak to each other, very frankly, this is real, it's not us. As the 1960, they put out a memo saying, this is serious business. You know, we need to figure this out. I think there are inescapable national security implications for this technology. There is a race for it. We're trying to get it. The Russians are trying to get it. The Chinese are trying to get it. Whoever gets it, they win, you know.
Are there some sort of reports about the Russians and the Chinese also having recovered craft?
He smuggled a ton of classified documents out of Russia himself during Glasnost and Perestroika. He went and met with the heads of the UFO programs in Russia during that time period. He came back with all those documents and actually supplied them to some people. That happened.
It had a lot to do with Harry Reid's decision to go ahead and support funding, because those documents show that the Russians are trying to do what we're trying to do, which is to take this stuff apart and figure out how it works. And what year was this? This was 1993, the first time I went. But their study lasted, they had the biggest study in the history of the world. From 78 to 88, the USSR sent out an order to every military unit in the vast Soviet Empire that any UFO, any orb, any ball of light, anything weird in the sky, all has to be investigated, and that information is to be funneled to the Ministry of Defense, to the desk of a guy named Khrushchev, who was in charge of this program. And I met him, and he shared a lot of that information with me, and he admitted, we're trying to figure this stuff out, because if we could duplicate that technology, we could kick your ass.
Slobby's fucking filling up, bro. Holy shit.
Technology. So they were trying to do it. They're trying to figure it out. We did bits and pieces that they have recovered crashes as well. So do the Chinese, maybe the Israelis.
JJ's at work. He was rolling up in his car when he came to the party. Should be off in an hour or two.
That was after I came back from Russia the first time. I went back again in '96. A lot of the people who had been willing to talk to me during Glasnost were now afraid. They would not meet with me. The people who had gone on camera changed their tunes because the whole country had changed in that time period. But the documents also went to OSAP. That's the program that the DIA ran. Bigelow was the contractor for it. And they hired a bunch of Russians to go through those documents, figure out the structure of the Russian UFO program, and did a lot more analysis than I could do just by myself.
And in these documents, they talked about shoot-down attempts, which is something that we'll be hearing more about over the next 15 weeks, I hope. So in Russia, they have this policy at first to engage these things, and they lost pilots.
Yeah, they had 40 different incidents during that study where Russian warplanes chased UFOs. 3 of those cases, the UFOs turned around and shot them down. They disabled the
Could
planes,
spectate
the planes
me.
crashed. 2 of those pilots died. And after
Probably have to
the
go to my
third
profile.
crash, the Russian Ministry of Defense put out the
And then
order
hover
to
over the game, and I guess instead of join game, you'd hit spectate. I don't fucking know, to be honest.
So just leave them alone.
And one last thing about that blew my mind. We did an episode about this, like him going to Russia, whole thing. They talked about in those documents that they knew how many satellites that we had dedicated to looking for UFOs.
Oh, shit. Let me...
This Russian scientist who had worked on their version of Star Wars. He lived in one of
I'll
these
pop
cities.
online if that makes it any easier for you.
Any journalist, let alone a Western journalist. And he started telling us about the work that they were doing. He showed me this tabletop model of like a laser weapon that he called the weapon of the aliens. But he said he was
Actually, I think you... fuck, I don't know how to do
satellites
it.
up there that were
Or now there's 32 in here.
coming in and out of space into Earth's atmosphere and going
Yep.
out. He said the Americans, I know that you guys had those satellites. You were seeing the same stuff we were. Their intelligence agents got information from the U.S. They knew we were collecting information back then. They know we're collecting it now.
And when they said that they had jets shot down, do we have instances of jets getting shot down in America?
We do. It's kind of sketchy because a lot of those records, we have records of the planes going down, but there's no indication that the UFOs were responsible other than the Captain Mantell incident. It's a pretty famous UFO case where he chased a UFO and then crashed. They think he might have run out of gas. And
Let me hop in. Let me hop in.
Preposterous, you know. Yeah, we have some.
The CIA actually fully funded a movie narrated by Rod Serling. It's called UFOs Past, Present, or Future, and there's 2 versions. You can find it online. This is the most incredible UFO movie of all time because it's funded by the CIA to try to apologize for that incident, the same chased Venus. It's a cool old school documentary on UFOs, narrated by the Twilight Zone guy.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, fact.
So the Russians, how many crafts, like we supposedly Grush said that the United States is in possession of 12.
We should back up on Grush, right? Like, okay, what I'm thinking is something big happened. We had these hearings, right? And everybody knows Grush because they saw him for the first time during them.
I'll get back to it
In
then.
those hearings, he did not say that. And so there's an important thing there, what he said and what he couldn't say during those hearings. So I'm not going to say that Grush has ever said that. That's not in his doxer, like that's not authorized shit. If somebody said that, I don't know who said it. All we know he said was right there in that hearing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's like there's a lot of rumors out there, and I don't know.
So there's 12.
You've heard it from people, and I've heard it from people, not from Grush.
Okay. So what has Grush said? Grush said they definitely have physical crafts.
So he was really, let me just set the scene for you with this hearing thing, right? So I know when people think this is like orchestrated, man, we fought for every millimeter of doing that hearing, like I personally did, you know, and so did George. And the idea was, what can we put out to the public and let everybody know this is important to us? It's the first time in history that you have Commander David Fravor, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, and then one whistleblower, a guy named David Grush.
Yeah, dude, those videos you've been putting together look fucking pretty good, dude. Pretty fucking nice.
You know, Senator, he like just told what happened to him, chased the UFO. Then you've got Ryan Graves,
Oh,
who
yeah,
his whole
man.
squadron has been seeing these things. You've had both on your podcast.
Fuck yeah.
But Grush stood up.
I know it's pretty time
and
consuming
he
doing
was
that shit in
very
editor.
careful with his words, and I want people to know why. If you look at that stuff, you're going to see right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, if we can. When you're not here, just...
Yeah, and look at those two handsome guys right there. So this is the biggest conspiracy photo of all time. Can you imagine people seeing this and be like, what are those idiots doing up there with them? But, so behind David...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
People think that guy with the bald head is
Yeah.
Clapper, by the way. I got a bunch of, comments that Clapper was looking at my notes during that.
I got
guy. I don't know.
This is part of Ryan's organization as a... But, here's the thing, man. This photo is kind of hilarious because George literally, George had ontological shock when we were in that room. Like, he's sitting there, he's sitting there and seeing, after all this time, this shit's being said out loud. So what happened was, the seats were kind of like designated for us, because George and I were supposed to testify about this. But then common wisdom says, why have these journalist guys we can hear directly from the first-hand people? And we agreed. Yeah. But what we did was we put on congressional record statements, and people should read them if they haven't. They're on congressional record. I did an assessment of kind of the estimate of the situation of UFOs, but he named names and programs. But what you're seeing there is, and I kind of had to fight for this, is getting his lawyer behind him should be like an obvious fucking thing when a guy's going up to testify under oath in front of Congress. If you believe him, he's speaking under whistleblower protection. It was hard to get his lawyer behind him. I literally had to put the lawyer behind him. So we got the lawyer behind him so he could lean in and be like, careful, which he did a bunch of times. And then there's George looking all scrunched, and everybody's like, why Jeremy over there with no one next to him? I think people are a little afraid of me because, a little bit of a maniac sometimes. Whatever. We're there. Dave starts talking. They ask him questions. These weren't pre-scripted or anything. We're talking about what could be asked, for sure, but they weren't pre-scripted. What Dave Grush said, and correct me or add to if I get this wrong, Dave Grush said, I did an investigation. It was my job. I was hired by, and this is a guy from the National Reconnaissance Office, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Like, this guy he's been in the intelligence community a long time. And he sits there under oath, and he says, I did an investigation. I interviewed, it was my job to look at over 2,000 special access programs, like laptops. And it was my job
A lot of
to find
motherfuckers in here, Jesus.
And if there's any money being hidden, like misappropriated, theft. And he's like, after interviewing 40 witnesses, I found a ton of shit that supports this. And in fact, he said, I found people who worked on the craft firsthand. And they had to come in, or they willingly came in. He called them hostile and non-hostile witnesses. And he's like, so I did that whole thing. The second I did that, which was my job, I was given the job, reprisals started happening. So he smartly did a whistleblower complaint through the Presidential Protection Act 19 or something. He got the head of the ICIG, the former head of the ICIG, who's a lawyer, and he says, fuck, dude, here's what I know. Here's what people don't know. Is the ICIG, so the intelligence community, did their own investigation.
What keeps disappearing?
What he found, they interviewed like 40 plus under oath, and immediately said, David Grush's claim is both credible and urgent.
No fucking way.
Our intelligence community did a deep dive investigation into what David Grush told them. Under oath, in the right secure settings, and they're like, credible, urgent. So, David Grush...
Give that a shot. If that doesn't work, just text the dude, be like, you know why my car's disappearing?
In the appropriate environment, if you've got clearance, we can do that. I'm willing to give you a list of hostile and non-hostile.
It's like, I'll give you this car under one condition, it'll disappear every time you fucking try to drive it.
We just got to get a skip, and we got to make sure that you have access, you have clearance. And he was denied a skip then.
He's a credible guy. He's the real deal. I mean, he had a career in the Air Force, served in Afghanistan, a distinguished career, then he goes into the intelligence community, working for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. He was assigned by his boss to be the liaison to the UAP task force. That's when Congress had set it up to investigate the whole UFO matter before the current program existed. And the guy who was in charge of the task force, Jay Stratton, gave him a job. Go find the special access programs that are hiding UFO stuff, either siphoning millions of dollars, or they've got technology, crash retrievals, reverse engineering, all the stuff that we've always heard rumored, and he did. He found it. Most of the juiciest stuff that he found, he can't say in an unclassified setting. It has to be done because they will bust his ass if they can. They've already tried.
Like 4 times, and that's something offline we'll talk about. There have been attempts to get him silenced and muzzled, by the way, to not do podcasts or shows and stuff, right? To get him muzzled by people that are trying to say he's talking outside of his officer, which is like what he's allowed to talk about. So they're looking for one word that he says that's outside of that. Like, I get asked by people in the government, has he ever told you the number of crashes? Has he ever told you locations? I'm gonna fucking answer you. First of all. Second of all, no, he hasn't. Because that would be illegal if it were to be true.
So he is authorized to talk about a very limited number of things.
Right. And they're not vouching for their authenticity. Officer process, which is, I don't know what it stands for, but it's like pre-pub process. He very smartly. Yeah. Because his lawyer is really smart.
That's a cool idea.
He's like, write it in what you want to talk about and see what they come back about what you can't talk about. So they're not saying what he's saying is true. They're just saying you can't fall within these parameters. I would like to see if what he's saying is true. So we just need that option.
So who gives him the authority to talk about these things?
No one gives him the authority. He's taking that all on himself. He's a true whistleblower. Whether you believe his claims or not, what he's doing is legal, but it is, I mean, it's a career killer, right? The officer says they go through it and they make sure that things that are like
that'd definitely be cool.
Classified, right? Like you can't say this word or this
car keeps disappearing.
So they kind of do it as a pre-publication thing. That's the process. Does that make sense?
I wrote a book with
What do you mean?
Kelleher and Jim Lukatsky about the DIA's UFO program. It took Dotzer 14 months to approve our manuscript. So
what the fuck?
But also when you get pushback where people are trying to entrap him or get people to say that he said something out of school, the Dotzer people are like, no, he's fine. Like, he's talked within those parameters. He just has to be careful to not accidentally say anything that is outside of those parameters. And right now is a very sensitive time for that. You know, immediately.
It's interesting. We met him in Huntsville, Alabama, at a conference, the SCU conference. It's a UFO event. We went down there to interview somebody else to get him on camera. And we have been told there's a guy who might introduce himself. And Jeremy was shooting video of me sitting at the bar at the moment that this guy walked up and introduced himself. So he had that moment on camera. Now we got to know him a little bit. A couple months later, he comes out to Las Vegas. There was a Star Trek convention. We were going to speak at it. And he comes out because he likes Star Trek, like everybody likes Star Trek, comes out and spends 2 days with us. The next day, he flies back Sunday night. Monday morning, he reports to work. Armed security guards escort him out.
Ew, yo.
Clearance was suspended.
Ew, she's blinking at me. What the fuck?
That was the beginning of his first real big trial by fire.
Oh my god, that's the creepiest shit I ever seen in my life. Oh, hell no, dude. I'm about to send this clip in the chat. That's fucking terrifying, dude. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Yeah, let me just break down real simple. So here he is. He gets this job. He's looking at all these special access programs. He's a fucking brilliant guy. He's a physicist, by the way. You know, like he's a brilliant guy in general. So he discovers all this shit. He starts
Come scoop.
And then the moment George is talking about, I kind of had heard about him. All of a sudden, comes up and has this quote where we were at. That's the first time that he talked to anybody outside of government that he didn't share anything he shouldn't. But he's kind of coming to George and then to me to say, I'm doing this whistleblower thing. I am concerned for my safety and just in general for my career. He wanted it.
What if I pull it out of the garage?
I noticed when I was in like Royalty's garage or someone who had it, it was like disappearing. It would like be in their garage and then it would like all of a sudden not be there, then it would pop back. It was weird. I just assumed it was doing that in the garage just because it was unreleased. But,
So we kind of got that layer of this is not some sham or something like that. And then what happens is what George talked about, the second trip. So I'm already talking at this Star Trek thing because my friend growing up in my jiu-jitsu class was Rod Roddenberry. So he's like the son of Gene Roddenberry. So he's just like, dude, Jeremy, come talk to a bunch of Trekkies about real UFOs. And I'm like, cool, I'll do it. It's in George's hometown. So that was a great opportunity for Dave to come meet with us again and just talk to us, right? Yeah, and then that Monday, when he gets back, he's walked out of the Geospatial Intelligence Agency or NRO, depending on which one you want to identify with him with. He's out, man, and they did some bullshit on him, like time clock. Out of 12,000 billable hours, maybe there's like 30 hours somewhere where you didn't do it right. They were doing anything they could to fuck with this guy. So that was our first like heads up. Oh, dude, how this guy gets treated is going to dictate everybody else that's complex and private.
You calling for some wheels?
I think
I'm
this
Johnny
is
on the
what I'm
spot.
doing.
I'll hook you up.
Among the complaints they issued to try to take away his security clearance was that he had mental health issues. So,
yeah, I have no idea.
For a couple of months, they did a background investigation of his allegations, the allegations that have been made against him, and they cleared him, reinstated his security clearance. He stayed on the job for a couple more months and then retired because he sees the handwriting on the wall. And he left. That's when he started plotting the next chapter. And now we're seeing the backlash process firing up once again. After he testifies in front of Congress in that hearing and offers to tell them more in a classified setting.
What the fuck?
All the beans.
That's crazy.
They got to find a media guy to go after this article in The Intercept.
Yeah, The Intercept did a smash piece. By the way, we already knew all about Dave Gretsch's PTSD, and at the time,
that's fucked.
One of his dear friends just talked on the phone with him, blew his own brains out, right? So he was like drinking, he was in a bad place. First day one, I talked to him, I said, what dirt are they going to pull up on you? If what you're telling me is true, they're going to get some dirt. And he goes, look, man, I have PTSD, I dealt with it, I survived it, nothing horrible happened. But, he told us day one, man, that Intercept thing was some bullshit. They come in and they try to discredit what he said because of his PTSD shit. And the thing is, that happened to Lazar. Like, if you believe or don't believe, don't care. That did happen to Lazar, too. People try to discredit his character to try to minimize what he's telling us. So we saw that with Dave. And that was only the visible.
That one Trek video that I put together is like 5.5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And all my other videos are only reaching
like not even just like pull your clearance kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like there are people that don't want him.
I can't figure out how that video is being so long.
And
I had to try and shrink it.
If what he's saying, he's coming out of school and he's saying,
yeah. Okay, I got stuff to do.
So we are in the pushback phase. They not only the intelligence community.
I like that you do the shorts too on YouTube because everyone's attention span is fucked. So scrolling through and hitting those things I think is really key, which I don't really do, which I should, but.
It was the Department of Defense. His employers looked into it. He'd gone through treatment. He got past it. He was a better person, a stronger person for it. But they leaked that information to besmirch his character. And now we see
as long as you're putting content up, right?
So this committee that held this hearing into UAP matters was a subcommittee on national security of the Oversight Committee, the larger committee. Since that hearing happened, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee got together with the chairman of the Oversight Committee and decided no more UFO hearings in the House. Enough of that bullshit. We're not doing that anymore because, in their words, it could be an embarrassment to the Department of Defense. You're damn right it would be an embarrassment for what's going to come out.
I mean, it was a big success, to have this publicly done. It's the first time in history that we have direct witnesses, like 2 pilots and then a whistleblower. It was the first time in history. We fought for every millimeter of that territory to get that to happen. It was not received well by the intelligence community. They did not like that happened. And that's pretty telling to me. I don't think we should do it again.
Now, when Grush first found out about this stuff, he was tasked with trying to uncover it? Like
His job.
it was his job. And why did they? Like, what was the suspicion? Like, what was the initial impetus to get him to look into this stuff?
It's the suspicion we've had for a long time that there is a crash retrieval program, that we have recovered technology that is not made here, that we're trying to reverse engineer it and figure out how it works so that we can duplicate it.
Right, but who sent?
So there's a UAP task force. So the UAP task force was formally created by Congress to look into the bigger picture.
And
Jay
they
Stratton.
suspected that something was wrong.
Yeah. Jay Stratton was the head of it. He'd been at the Defense Intelligence Agency. He was with Naval Intelligence. He kept getting pulled back into the UFO arena for different jobs.
You guys are beating the fucking shit out of each other.
UAP task force. He put together this amazing briefing document that included film and video and photos of UFOs that have been
That black skyline's nice. Yeah, it's a tough build.
30 years. He'd give those presentations.
The black on black.
To the Joint Chiefs, to defense contractors, because he wanted to pull it over. And as part of that job, he assigned Dave to look into special access programs. Can you find evidence of crash retrievals, reverse engineering, any of that stuff we've been hearing rumored for 30, 40 years?
And this is really about oversight, okay? So the way I understand it
Yeah.
is that, look, we have to have over these types of
Fucking
programs.
wheels on this S2K, bro.
It's good we're doing them. It's good we keep it secret. Like, that's their standpoint.
I'm gonna grab
Have
something
to have
else.
a process of oversight. Do you remember the church committee back in 60s? Was it 60s, 70s? So the church committee. Everybody in the intelligence agency that I know would say there's DC and AC before the church committee, after the
Oh, that was clean as shit. Oh man.
that are going on. Fucked up shit they learned from the church committee. So what they're saying now is, look, some stuff needs to be.
Oh, how do I do that?
We can turn some of this shit into weapon systems, right? Like we don't give out blueprints to make an atom. We admit atom bombs are real, but we don't give out blueprints. So some of it needs to be kept secret. But
Gotcha.
they're all about oversight. If
Share
you
screen.
don't have communication
Start share screen.
with subcontractors that are working on this exotic
Okay.
substance that exists, we need to be aware of that at some level. We meaning Senate and Senate Intelligence Committee, all this stuff, oversight. So without that oversight, you're gonna
Nice.
have people run amok.
Yeah, just fucking peeled out of there, and this S2K is fucking beautiful.
There are people that have come
Now, I'm gonna get something else, something with a better paint job.
and they feel like they are being held hostage in these
I'm on the
programs.
clock. What you
Like
want? Some wheels?
there's ways to keep people in programs and to not let them out.
Oh yeah, the
by
cursor?
saying
I
to
can.
this, like, well, what
That's
do you do?
crazy.
You lose your
Holy
clearance?
shit.
You're gonna go work at Home Depot?
We
You know,
are
that's the way that
gonna
I've heard
get
some people describing me and George of why they're so terrified right now is because their whole lives, their wives, their dogs, their children are all dependent upon
Oh yeah.
little
It's
faction
coming
groups
at you.
kind of
I'll get back to
in a
work.
program. If that's
This
true,
Previon.
And what just happened to Dave Grush?
Oh, you fucking cocksuckers. That's what I get for not
Pretty poorly researched
putting my
article.
fucking screen on the right angle.
Anybody out there is a whistleblower, you're thinking
Oh, I can't jump. You gotta be shitting me.
this can happen to you. Did you ever have an affair? Did you ever have a
What?
wedlock kid?
Jump.
Did you have a drug problem? Because whatever it is, we'll find it and it'll come out.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
PTSD to discredit him for a war veteran. That seems
Oh my god, am I like stuck in here?
help from something that most soldiers come back
Ah, fucking
and
game.
deal with. That's really insane.
It's low, is what it is.
Well, it doesn't make sense either. It just doesn't make sense. Like, how can you do that? It doesn't make sense.
Well, at least they're all still there.
The reader's perception. Because I think most readers are going to look at that and go, well, the guy came back from war and he sought help. How many guys come back from war and they're fine? Isn't it? It's probably less.
And a lot-
Probably quite a bit less.
and a lot of people never get over the
Yes.
PTSD and they take their lives.
The number of veterans.
Oh, that's a nice ass Porsche in front of me. I like that a lot.
As many that die in combat.
It's astonishing. It's terrible.
Damn, that's sick.
Vocalizing that, because to me, I'm like, fuck.
But it's a well, that's just some fucking egghead writer
Yeah.
who has an agenda. But it's also, there's this natural inclination that I think we all have to poke holes in something that seems fantastic. It's like, this guy, what is he doing? He's coming out. He's a whistleblower. Has he seen these things? Oh, he just is he works for the U.S.
I have a
Task Force.
couple different of these cars, so I have like
what else? What do we know?
this one with the carbon hood, yada yada, kind of like a
Oh, his PTSD. He was suicidal. He's making things up.
race stance. Then I have like some of that are just like just pretty standard.
And I understand, if I was watching this in 2D reality and I'm just watching the TV and I'm seeing these weird guys behind here and I'm thinking,
Alright.
I do see that, and I do see that, why would you take this seriously? But when you're in our shoes, mine and George's, and you see this kind of go through and you talk with people on a daily basis, people come to you over years, you vet them, man, look, from where I'm standing in the 3D version of this, I wish it was more organized. I feel like we're fighting, pushing that app. What's that dude that pushes the boulder up the hill, kind of keeps going down? Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? Like, one step forward, two steps back. I think we made a lot of progress, but I see how it looks so bizarre on the outside. But I will say for sure, Davis, who he says he is, he had the job that he says he did have, and he absolutely fundamentally believes that what he uncovered is non-human technologies, and he said that. And I believe that we have the right and the need to try to do discovery on that, and the only way we're going to do that is if people say, we want to know. And the hearings help with that kind of thing.
Now, this stuff, I would imagine, is very compartmentalized. So I would also imagine there's probably some people in government that, whether it's because of their ego or whether it's because of whatever position they have, that they need to have access to this information, or they want to have access to information. Do we know who does and who doesn't?
You want to go to the meeting?
It's chill meat. This guy's doing a good job. Position stance.
Kinda. We kinda know.
Yeah.
You know who has control of some of these
Oh.
programs now? George and I have never found somebody that knows the totality
Let's call
of it.
something else out, shall we?
Have been, as he likes to say, pretty high up the food chain. So we get to a point where we get to people that have actively worked in what they call the legacy UFO programs. Or programs. So these are like the actual UFO programs that are not public.
Oh, yeah, why is that?
When we get to people in that position, the brick wall is always fixed.
What the fuck? Oh, I know what you mean. I think it's because there's so many people in the lab or inside like a one space. Like it takes a second to like load up or something.
And I'm like, well, what is so freaking scary that the public would know something?
True.
We're friends now, and you have direct knowledge that, first of all, won't testify to Congress. We got no way am I doing that. I'm like, why? There's something. We keep getting up to that point where there's something, and we don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just they want to keep Gollum's ring. They don't want anybody else to have control of the shit. Or there's something they're not telling
Oh
us.
my god, dude, that fucked me up.
That, they don't think
What fucking Civic is this? Oh, this is a baby blue one. I have not driven this in a while.
For example, you ask, what could be so terrible that they can't tell us about it? Let's say these aliens, wherever they're from, made us. They were a genetic experiment. That they created our religions, our religious figures. That we are an agricultural product. That somehow they harvest us. That our time is limited. That once the experiment's over, poof, we go away. I remember when there was a push back to have a designer universe, intelligent design universe in the schools. And I wrote a column about it. Just said, hey, be careful what you wish for, because you might find out that the intelligent
This spot's cool. We used to go around in the back to the stage. Did you go to those meets?
Science project or something like that. You can imagine a lot of different things that would be really disturbing to people to come out. I don't know if that's the reason for the secrecy. I suspect it has a lot more to do with national security, us not wanting the Russians and Chinese to know how far down the road we are.
we know that to be true.
We've been told that you can't tell your friends without telling your enemies.
It's probably a multi-layered reason.
Yeah.
I just don't know the top layer. It's killing me.
Damn, I don't like the pearlescent on this car. I'm gonna have to change that.
What kind of confirmation would you have to have that we were genetically engineered? Like how?
It's too bright in the sun right now. I'm not digging it.
Would you have to have before you accepted that?
So you got compartmentalization, right? So guy in the 70s that was working at Lawrence Livermore Laboratory. He's not ready to break from the fold yet, right? He's not ready to do it.
I'll probably take it off just so it's like a flat gloss, whatever.
Something like I know the 3 companies that make these. He was given a device with no markings on it, no nothing.
Yeah, that's the host.
Reverse engineer it.
Host is a chick with purple hair.
Need me to bring you a ride?
So efficient, almost 100% efficient.
That's a man.
Like that. Was it? Like a supercapacitor? Is that the word? Superconductor. So it was just some device that he was, as an electro kind of specialist, was working on. But this is just.
That's the tryhard dude that was fucking killing me at the other meet. Fucking piece of shit. His invisible ankles and his fucking bulletproof helmet. Fucking dork. Fucking idiot.
The electrons are jostled around a bit as they move, so they lose energy as they travel. This jostling is called electrical resistance. In a superconductor, there is zero resistance, and an electrical current can flow perfectly smoothly without losing any energy.
That sounds right.
And so this is
I don't know what
this was something that was just
bring.
discussed like recently about superconductor at room temperature, but it's kind of debunked.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe it was debunked.
Yeah.
Was it debunked?
I'll bring it to you. I'll get back to it then.
Which car?
Like Chinese propaganda, maybe?
No, I think these. I think they couldn't.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. I got.
What it is.
Yeah, they couldn't replicate it. So check it out. What I can say is, so I have 2 pieces of graphene, and they're like these little.
That's like one of my favorite cars. I love those.
We made them. I have 2 cars, 2 pieces. One piece is
Yeah.
3-degree variation from perfect atomic layering. The other one is like a 7-degree variation from perfect atomic layering. So like graphite from a
Yeah, you should. If you do, honestly, like hit me up. I'd love to go up there with you.
7 degrees and 1 degree if you have an ice cube. And I take the 7-degree of orientation off from perfect, and I push it into an ice cube. It's like a hot knife through butter. It instantly gets cold, and your finger gets cold, and it stops in the ice, right? Because it's transferring the heat. I guess this is a superconductor. It pushes the heat of my fingers right in. So that material has unique principles and properties because of the way
Dude,
they
I don't know where to fucking park right now.
The 3-degree one, it goes much deeper and faster because it's like a faster
Yeah.
of that heat. So we learned that metamaterials, when we orient them, we make them in a certain way. They have special or unique properties.
I was like thinking, do I park with those fucking other Civics over there, or?
A lot
No,
of
I'll just chill here.
is trying to get derivative technologies from something that's more advanced than what we have, and they could be little things. So all he saw was a superconductor. Okay, I believe that's the right word. That's all he saw. He only has suspicion. It's never been put to market since the 70s.
How am I not friends with this dude?
He worked on it.
I'm gonna send Sturge a friend request.
I don't know or witness that we got, but there are other types. There are other people that are like physically working on the machines. Then there's people that are just in a bureaucratic role. Then you've got people like David Grush who do discovery on finance.
This crazy ass club music's driving me insane.
You know, mosaic of individuals these need to feel where there's smoke,
Beep.
there's fire. All of this, there's something to it. It's just
Time to take bone rip.
I think we're in kind of a pushback mode now, though. Since that hearing, that might have been a high water mark.
Yeah.
Actually seeing the saucers or finding out where the programs are, the harder these guys are going to push back. I'm sure keepers of the secrets have dug their feet in. I mentioned about this House Chairman, Intelligence Committee Chairman. He represents Ray Patterson Air Base. He gets a lot
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step outside, smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna try to keep my mic on me. Get some sunshine. It's actually like a beautiful day out. There's like not a cloud in the sky. Snow's like melting a little bit.
Seriously good investment is the, well, if you like earbuds, the PlayStation earbuds.
Okay.
There you go. They're expensive as AirPods, but they're really worth it.
Yeah.
You can use them. I lost my AirPods one time, and I just bought my PlayStation earbuds.
Yeah.
New York City. They're like, but the problem with New York City,
never lost my
you gotta
AirPods.
fly over to New York City. Like, it seems like you got to Bell Laboratories. And Bell Laboratories is where he said that they back engineered all this shit, including fiber optics, including like the discovery of a bunch of different things that came out supposedly back in
Yeah.
you have this is
Found that out.
Mhm.
the truth is out there, and so is
Yeah.
After getting it,
yeah. Who's is the company?
How much do they cost?
Okay. Don't believe everything you read online. American company, secret aliens.
Yeah. Nice. Mhm. Is that JJ? Is that JJ? Is he in the party or no? Am I tripping? I thought I heard his voice. Mm. Yeah. I'm gonna tell JJ he sounds like Jerry Seinfeld. Did you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David? Oh, dude. Yeah, if you like Seinfeld and like that drier comedy of just like everyday situational bullshit, like it's really good. Yeah. Mhm. Tyrus vs. Gillis, yeah, he's blown up. Yeah, that like dialogue type based shit where it's just like, yeah, absurd stuff. Mhm. Yeah, dude, he's blown up and he deserves it. Grilled cheeses at night, dude. Yeah, man. He's damn. Shit. I could probably catch a fucking suntan, dude. Reflection off the snow today. Shit. Yeah, the grass is still totally covered here. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I used to be a lot more familiar with like all the rosters and shit. I was like, especially when I was like playing Madden, I was like, I knew everybody. Yeah, true. Yeah, I used to play Madden a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. And back as early as like elementary school, that would be like the move. Before school, you'd turn on Sports Center and watch all the shit. Back when Sports Center was fucking cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I was like 5 years old when the Ravens won this first Super Bowl, 2000, or something like that. 6, 7, I don't know. Or no, I was 7. Yeah. Mm. I got a couple people at work that are Eagles fans. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, we've been playing well lately. I like how we look. God, dude, I'd love to see us beat KC, dude. After last year, dude, last year's game sucked, dude. Zay dropped that fucking touchdown pass. Fuck. Or fumbled it, whatever he did. Mm-hmm. Dude, I wonder if Derrick Henry even plays next year. I mean, I guess. Yeah. How old is he? Like 31, 32? He falls like so heavy. Like it looks like it hurts every time he goes down. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Maybe there's other circumstances where these things could have crashed because they were hit with some technology. Maybe two of them were dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Electrical storm.
I don't know. I don't know.
That was the Varginha Brazil story, right?
Right.
Also, radar. Some people suspect that really powerful radar can interfere
Right,
with
but
it.
some of the radars are also weaponry. That's the thing. Like, you can have energy reception, but also output on something. So there's some cool devices that actually shoot like high
Yeah.
with laser weaponry. But my thing is, I don't know.
That
If
sucks.
they really crashed.
Yeah, I think.
George is kind of edging towards maybe archaeological digs, maybe gifts.
The Lazar said that one of them supposedly was from an archaeological dig, right?
Yeah.
Do they know?
They know.
Do we know? No. Just literally, that's one of the
Yeah.
many things that they tried to impose upon him. But remember, they tried to impose a lot of shit on Lazar. He is
Yeah.
so sacred. This is what
I remember,
know.
like,
I have
game of tackle football I played probably when I was like 14 or 15. We had like a lot of people from the school and then like the neighborhood kids. So we had like, you know, full teams basically playing against each other. And I was wide out because I'm skinny and fast, hedge, jump and everything. But dude, this one kid, dude, much fucking bigger than me and fucking like, you know, got my legs wrapped up. And dude, my knee tweaked so fucking bad and I couldn't play the rest of the fucking game or whatever. I just sat there and watched. But dude, my knee has not been the same since.
But they told him so much wild stuff. He's like, this has to be a joke. But then he said he differentiated.
Yeah.
But you can't fake. He said what I saw. You you can't fake your hands trying to get close to the
Yeah, dude, I think I was like on crutches for like 2 weeks after that because I like couldn't walk. Sucked.
So he says, I know for sure what I worked on was not me. But he goes, everything else they told me, it was words on paper. And I respect that about him. And maybe they wanted him to leak it to John Lear. Remember, he's like friends with this guy, John Lear, who's like already on their radar. The best photo of Area 51 from lake level ever was 1977, the year I was born. John Lear's kicking it out there, stirring up shit at Area 51, taking photos. So he does a whole panoramic of photos of Area 51, sees a truck coming from a distance, being John Lear, takes the roll, puts it under his ashtray, puts in new film, and snaps it again to confiscate his film. But he had some underneath his cigarette lighter, whatever. And yes, he gave those to me. So I got the best shot of Area 51 you'll ever see from lake level was by John Lear. Now, Bob knew John. That's where all the conspiracies come. Because John's like this UFO guy, the godfather of conspiracy. But when how did Bob meet John? So this is beautiful.
A real guy named Gene Huff, who was a
Yeah.
He met him before he worked out there. There was a guy named Gene Huff who did a real estate appraisal for John Lear's house. And Gene was friends with Bob. And Gene and Lear struck up a conversation, brought Bob into to meet him. And it was only after that Lazar got hired out. He would have arguments.
That's why I stopped skating hard, dude. I was like, I can't skate like that anymore, dude. Getting too old for that shit.
Before I met Lazar. Lazar was not a believer. He said, I don't believe it. Poor John, he's crazy with this UFO stuff.
So this is back, and it's so funny, like knowing all these guys. I wasn't there like he was, but I get to talk with everybody and grill them. I think it was Jim Goodall that was in the car with him. He remembers Bob saying, "Oh, poor John Lear," and Jim Goodall was like, "Why?" And he was like, "He believes this UFO nonsense."
Yeah.
So that was where
I skated a lot growing up. I started when I was like 8.
The job out of the test site because he didn't think any of this nonsense. In fact, so much so that, remember, I think he told you when he first went in, they had a little decal of an American flag on the saucer, and he thought, oh, those idiots, everybody thought UFOs were from outer space and they're ours, you know? Right. And then he quickly realized, wait, that, you know, this can't be on.
It's fascinating to see now that Dave Grush has come forward and give some credence to, we have the engineering programs, we have a crash retrieval program, aerospace companies are stashing this stuff in some hangar somewhere. All the stuff that Lazar said is being true. They now say, oh gosh, I guess it is true, but that Lazar, he's still a liar. We don't believe him. You know, you have to kind of do some gymnastics to do that.
It's just fascinating when you see these crafts move exactly the way that he described them in 1989.
Yeah. Straight up.
It's pretty wild because you're seeing footage from like, what is it, 2014 or something like that?
The gimbal.
Yeah. And it's like, it moved exactly like he described. Turns on its side, shoots off.
So that's a common thing is Bob Lazar must be the luckiest con man on planet Earth to get so much shit right.
Where is this guy? Okay.
What's the controlled disclosure campaign plan?
What is this from, Joe?
This is listed at the bottom of that document. It talks about the
29 in here. 28.
Controlled disclosure campaign with respect to
26. People are falling out.
recorded records originated prior to review board termination.
This review board, I'm not sure what this is. Talks about all of the, like, they get all of the information.
Oh, he's still here.
They want to set up a review board that would basically declassify stuff.
I'm being told by people that that's not like this is one step, which is to get this presidential review board and you get a bunch of sociologists, scientists, and some Nobel Prize winners, and you look at what can be
Ponte mare.
in a controlled way, and that's really nice they're doing it.
It's on the way.
Everybody on the inside
I got stuff to do.
is like, we need a church-style committee. It's not okay to just have a disclosure panel. You need oversight, and to get that oversight, you need access. The only way that we're going to get that is by forcing senators. Like, where are all the senators in all of this? We did this hearing with all these Congress people. Where are all the senators listening to the public being like, okay, I'm going to get after that? They're the only ones with the power to create a church-style committee. Where are the senators right now? And so that's really, this language is so important. I hope people go look it up and they read it, because it's just astonishing when you hear what they're actually doing. And I think it's a good step.
Exercising eminent domain. They can go and take anything.
I used to have like,
Got anything?
I think it was like 2 different like air teams that I was in touch with on like Instagram and stuff. They were like, we'll come to one of your meets and do an air show. I don't think we ever made it happen. Yeah, they're like all organized and shit, got formations and whatnot.
Wow. The fact that that is in that paper is crazy.
So it's not passed yet. So that's what. So they're going to debate this when they get back from what they call recess now. So it's really good that everybody hears this. This is going to be debated by your representatives. This needs to pass, or we're screwed. This has to pass, and then the president has to sign it.
It's important too. You got to figure that if, say, Lockheed, one of these big aerospace companies, does have this stuff, it's incredibly valuable. I mean, it would be worth untold millions of dollars. The technology that could change the world forever. So they don't want to give it up. If not just for national security reasons, then because of the value of it, monetary value. So this would change that and take it. I mean, I guess it could apply to Element 115 if there's a piece of that laying around somewhere.
I don't know. I mean, actually, they did say private or corporate, kind of. So it's like basically. So I am of 2 emotions about this. One is like, so the government is to come in and take everything. Like that feels a little weird. But I do believe that the spirit of this is to get to the core of the question. Have we been reverse engineering technology not from here? And if we have been, there needs to be oversight.
Oh, this is sick.
But this is not going to help the American and global public learn more. And that's the thing we have to remember. That's why Grush can't talk unless he's in a SNP with people with access. These people are not for what George and I are for, which is that we need to know the truth about this. Or I want to. I'm greedy with the truth about this. But this is not going to tell the American public the truth. What it's going to do is within the intelligence communities, it's going to inform everybody on a bigger scale, which means we could have better scientists on it, we could have better people working on it. I do hope that splashes over to the public, that we get to learn more about this, because I want to learn more about it.
Of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's just wild seeing that language.
Yeah.
It just does not seem like they would put something like that in there unless they knew something.
Yeah, exactly. This is Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, who got up. He didn't just slip it into the bill. He made a big deal about it. He made an announcement, a speech on the floor, and emphasized that, having that non-human intelligence in that bill 26 times is astonishing. And the fact that he says the White House supported it shows how far we've come in a short period of time. I mean, I never saw that coming from Schumer. We knew that Marco Rubio and Kirsten Gillibrand of the Senate were into this issue, but did not see it from him.
Where are they now? Yeah. Right now, why they would be so damn quiet? The thing is, they need to fight in order for us. We need one left. We need in my opinion, we need like a church-style committee where we get more information to the public, because I want the public to know as much as they can.
Don't you think they're probably quiet until more information comes out? They're just kind of like waiting to see what becomes of this?
Who's waiting? The Senate?
Yeah.
The thing is that if I had a political career and 100 things that I'm dealing with, the public needs to tell our representatives what we want them to do. So are they kind of sitting back and being quiet? Maybe. I know Rubio came out and said, look, they're so careful of saying what they don't know, and I appreciate that. But he's like, look, I have been testified to, and people have come to me and our groups, and they've said that they're worried about their own well-being, that they have directly worked on these things. So he is being informed, and maybe they're being a little quiet, but now's the time.
Oh, shit. Shit's fucking committed suicide. Oh, my God. Well, at least you have him with the future. He has some cool memes, so I think he hosts pretty often.
Because the big speculation.
I'll start up a crew lobby.
The big one is always with the moon engineering. And that's something that Zacharias described text, those ancient clay tablets that show this very large, strange-looking humanoid with a humanoid on his lap as a tail. It's very bizarre.
Interesting.
No.
I don't know. Is it letting you drive the Supra or no?
It's not letting me grab it, but if I call it out, I can't walk over to it. But if you walk over to it and get into it, it might spawn in you. That thing is not working.
That was the book. I don't mean to give it away, but just speculate. Just speculate. Because it's driving me crazy. What do you think? If this is visited by something, what could be so powerfully devastating that
Actually, you know what? I have not eaten breakfast or lunch yet. I think I'm gonna either make something to eat or go out, smash something. Dude. Fucking starving. But once I take care of that, I will be back on here most likely, and I'll hit you up. Word. Fish out. Hit you up soon.